Hello darlings, for today's video I'll be creating 4 looks with the Juvia's Place Rebel collection, which includes the Army, Honey, Mints, and Grays palettes. The first palette I'm using is the Army palette. I already primed my eyes with the Juvia's Place iprep iprime eyeshadow primer in the shade 1, and now I'm dipping into the palette and packing this dark matte green shade into my outer V and dragging it into my crease using the Morphe JH40 brush. I'm just swiping this over the center of my lid as well, so that I'll have a bit of color there for when I apply shadow in that area later. After I have a decent color payoff, I'm grabbing the other matte green shade from the palette and using this to blend out the darker shade by sweeping it back and forth along the outer edge of what we just applied with the Morphe M562 brush. Next, I'm using the Juvia's Place eyeshadow primer to create a sharp line at the outer edge of the eye near the temples. Now I'm applying this shimmery green shade to the center of the lid, and once I've layered that to be super opaque, I'm going back in with whatever is left on my brush of the dark matte green shade and blending around that. I'm also adding a bit of this shimmery green shade to the center of the lower lash line, and then for the outer and inner parts, I'm adding the darker shimmery shade. After that, I'm just curling my lashes with the Kevyn Aucoin Lash Curler, adding the Benefit They're Real Magnet Mascara, and popping on some false lashes by Visofree on Aliexpress. Finally, I'm applying the Juvia's Place Nubian eyeliner in the shade Kajal to the top waterline as well as the outer edges of the bottom waterline, leaving the center blank. That completes the first look with the Army palette. Now let's move on to the Honey palette. First, I'm picking up the dark burnt orange shade and mapping out the shape I want to cut out into a full cut crease later. So I'm stamping this in my crease and sweeping it out towards my temples. To blend that out, I'm taking the lighter burnt orange shade and sweeping this along the upper edge of what we just applied using the Morphe M562 brush. I'm also adding this yellow shade to help with the blend and create a nice gradient effect from dark to light as I move upwards on the eye. After that, I'm sweeping this clean, fluffy blending brush all over the top edge of the eye to really blend everything together, and then I'm ready to cut the crease. I'm starting off by stamping the Juvia's Place eyeshadow primer at the inner corner of the eye, rounding it up into the crease, and sweeping it out towards my temples for a full cut crease look. Then I'm taking some eye makeup remover and removing the primer that we just applied for a clean slate. Now I'm going back in with the eyeshadow primer and making the cut as sharp as possible before going in and applying the shimmery gold shade right beneath the cut. progress, good things go slow. I'm no saint. After that, I'm taking the primer again and applying this like winged eyeliner so that I'll once again have a blank area to work with. I'm starting to stamp the dark burnt orange shade onto that. Now that we've created our own eyeliner using eyeshadow, I'm using the lighter burnt orange shade onto the lower edge of that for a gradient effect. Next, I'm using the primer to carve out the wing part so that it all flows at the same angle and is super sharp. For the lower lash line, I'm adding all three of the shades that I applied to my crease, and then I'm tapping a little bit of the shimmery shade into the inner corner. After that, I'm curling my lashes, applying mascara, and popping on some false lashes. Finally, I'm tightlining with the Nubian eyeliner in the shade Kajal and applying the brown eyeliner called Cocoa to the bottom waterline. That completes the second look with the Honey palette. Now let's move on to the Mince palette. To start, I'm applying the matte blue shade all over my lid. I'm applying more and more until I have a really opaque look. Then I'm adding the shimmery blue shade to my lower lash line and the shimmery silver shade to my inner corner. After that, I'm drawing my eyeliner with the Beauty Bakerie Lollipop eyeliner. I'm creating a large wing and also drawing a point at the inner corner of the eye as well. Next, I'm cleaning up the wing and then I'm adding the finishing touches with some mascara and lashes. Finally, I'm tightlining with the Nubian eyeliner in the shade Kajal, which is black, and adding the Urban Decay eyeshadow stick in the shade Fishbowl, which is blue, to the bottom waterline. That completes the third look with the Mince palette. Now let's move on to the Grays palette. Once again, I'm starting off with my eyelids already primed, and I'm picking up this dark matte gray shade from the palette and packing this into the outer V with the Morphe JH40 brush. I'm dragging this onto the lower lash line, and then I'm taking a clean Morphe M562 brush and blending the outer edges of that. Now with the same brush, I'm picking up this shimmery silver shade and applying this all over the front half of the lid, and because I have hooded eyes, I'm taking this up a bit higher than my natural crease so that you'll still be able to see it when I open my eyes. Next, I'm drawing a small winged eyeliner and cleaning the winged edge of that with the eyeshadow primer.
Everything that brought me alive, going wrong like nonsense, playing with the monsters.
For the inner corner of the eye, I'm applying this super shiny silver shade, and then I'm curling my lashes, applying the Benefit Magnet Mascara, and popping on some false lashes. Finally, I'm applying the Kajal eyeliner to both waterlines. And that completes the 4 looks using the Juvia's Place Rebel collection. Let me know which out of the 4 looks was your favorite in the comments below, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time!